Welcome to the Yukon and North 61, and today the Spyderco Bill Moran.
Okay, here we are, 5.17 ounces, and as a knife, 2.96 ounces, or under 3 ounces. So look at that, 3-ounce knife. This is the black version, which is covered with some sort of oxide. There we can take a look at the width of it. It's quite thin, with good distal taper. Full flat grind. Drop point. I love the thinness of it. Look at how thin it is at the tip. It just sort of disappears there at the tip. So I've watched some videos from Virtual Vice who liked this knife but found a little bit of microfracturing when he impacted some bone when he took off some backstrap. I had that same thing exactly happen to a VG10 Spyderco stretch, but once I sharpened it once, it never happened again. So I think what's happened with some of these Spydercos is that it's a little bit overheating when they actually sharpen that. They're probably all machine sharpened, and makes it a little brittle at times. But what I really like is the thinness of that. That's going to be a great gutless skinner. You need a thin knife, not a thick knife. You need a thin knife to do this kind of work, not a thick knife. And that's a nice thin knife. It's got full flat grind, which really makes that a beautiful slicer. And if you don't believe me, I'll show you. So here we have a very ripe tomato. So let's see how this is going to cut. Oh my God. I don't know if I've ever had a sharper knife. Honest to goodness. And this is, I stropped it a bit, but it comes right from the factory. I stropped it on the leather belt. That's remarkable. So 3 ounces. So people who want to sheep hunt, this gets some criticism as well for having a very stubby little hidden tang. It's about the length of 2.5 fingers, so it stops about there. But you know, for heavy work, for batoning and that kind of thing, this is not the knife. But honest to goodness, I don't really baton much. When I go out hunting, I usually have all my equipment with me, even when I'm backpacking. So for backpacking, 3-ounce knife, 2-ounce sheath. The sheath has this beautiful little, I don't know what they call that, the G-lock or whatever they call that. And that allows you to put this horizontally on your backpack strap. And I like hanging it upside down, and you just, it's got beautiful retention. I should have washed that, but just, there's no way that's going anywhere. So it's got some really, really nice features. Beautiful slicer. And for gutless skinning, that's what you need, is a nice slicer. I cannot imagine a nicer blade for taking out into the wilderness at 3 ounces. Every ounce counts. That's 3 ounces that I think will make it into my pack. Here's one other way to show you just the sharpness of this baby. So let's see how she cuts the paper. My goodness. That is a beautiful, beautiful edge. And that full flat grind, that's a really acute angle. So I can see that, you know, there might be some durability problems with a blade like this. But for canoeing, where you're doing a lot of food prep, for hunting where you need this to break down an animal, I just can't imagine much better, especially when you're on foot and you got to carry it. Beautiful. Bill Moran, a great knife maker, and I think he's was quite proud of this Spyderco collaboration. He's passed away now, but his knife goes on. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the blade. We've talked a little bit about the sheath and that great little lock there that you can put on in different directions. So this would allow you to put it on the belt this way, you can turn it that way, put it on the belt that way. Good retention. Haven't talked about the sheath or the handle. One of the things I love about this is this little shape here. So when you use the choil, you can really get a nice little grip around there and get close to the blade for finesse cuts. It's got a little rubberized kind of a insert here and here, and also on the top there. I don't know if you can see that very well in that light. It's got kind of a little shape here which looks like it might be sharp, but that never gets into your hand. It's very rounded, very comfortable. I like choking up on it with a choil. Really, really comfortable handle. Really a lot of control. Even if your hand was full of blood or fish stuff, that's got a very secure grip. Excellent, excellent handle. No hot spots.